People in West Michigan are proud of their communities, so 13 is on your side of town, showing off what makes those places special. Today, we're heading out by Lake Michigan to a growing city that's rich in history, Muskegon. 13's on your side of town.
Hi, you guys. We've got a lot to cover about Muskegon in the next 90 minutes. Lots of amazing things that are happening in this very special lakeshore community. We want to start with the Muskegon Museum of Art. You know, it's very well known for its collection of American and European paintings. It also, as you know, hosts many events, educational programs, but it is starting to experience a few growing pains. It has more art than it has space to display it. As 13 on your side's Charlie Tinker explains how it fits into the city's growth strategy.
We've amassed over the past 110 years one of the nicest collections.
An irreplaceable collection of fine art and culture growing and thriving since the turn of the last century.
Opened in 1912.
And now rivaling some of the best museums in the Midwest.
We have about 5,000 pieces in the collection.
Without nearly enough room to put everything on display.
We can get out in our small building, maybe 150 pieces on a good day. So hence, we're expanding.
Doubling in size, and despite those now familiar delays and backlogs up and down the supply chain, Muskegon Museum of Art Executive Director Kirk Hallman expects the multi-million-dollar expansion to get underway right on track.
It's really going to change our nature. This is really going to make us into a destination.
The building's first such project since the construction of a new wing in the 1980s is designed to add nearly 20,000 square feet of exhibit space. The work will extend the museum's footprint into the current backlot and the existing alley toward Clay Street and downtown beyond, with integrated public spaces and a walkable feel.
We're doing 3 big galleries in the new museum. One will be very large galleries where we can drive a truck into and unload. Livability is really planned into the expansion, working with the city. We're going to put a public plaza out front.
The expanded space will also feature several smaller galleries, a rooftop terrace, as well as basement storage for pieces not currently on display. As for the museum's historic turn-of-the-century facade, that won't be touched during the renovation. Instead, Hallman says the original building will become a permanent exhibit space.
This town's taken it on the chin for a long time. Now we're coming back, and this whole collection, this institution, and the symphony, et cetera, this was created out of whole cloth from the people of Muskegon. This is what this town's capable of doing.
Absolutely, you guys. You know, it was just about 3 years ago I introduced you to a young lady who had just opened up a very cool business here in downtown Muskegon. The Crew was a very unique concept. This Saturday is her 3-year anniversary. You want to see how things are going and say hello to Emily. Good to see you.
Good to see you
Can
too,
you believe
Kurt.
It's been 3 years?
Yes, no, I can't. It went by so fast.
You had just given birth to a beautiful baby boy, and you'd given birth to this really cool concept, this like man cave barbershop. And you've been through, we've been through a pandemic, we've been through a lot of stuff. But you're doing okay.
Yes, we're doing great. The community has been such a great support. We've created such a great reputation for ourselves. I can't be more thankful.
And Muskegon, talk about being in Muskegon, being a young woman, a business owner. They've really supported you, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Yep, the community really came through, and they did everything that they could with guidelines and all of that coming back from COVID. So it's just been great.
And you're having a big party on Saturday.
We're having a big party on Saturday. We'll have a local band.
Okay.
We're gonna grill hot dogs and have some chips, and
And so you've expanded some services too since we first met 3 years ago.
Yes.
You do ladies' hair now, you do color now.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yep, we do everything. So it's not just straight razor shaves and beard trims. We also do full color. We have a color specialist that just is awesome, and we're really loving it.
Great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you too,
I'll see you on
Kirk.
Saturday. I want to stop by the party.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, after 10 years leading Muskegon's Public Safety Department, Jeff Lewis is retiring this week. Today, the community had a chance to say goodbye during an event. It happened at City Hall. Lewis is retiring after more than 40 years in law enforcement. He and recently retired former city manager Frank Peterson got a send-off at Facano's yesterday.
I was never that person that counted the minutes or the hours to go to retire, but it's time. But the sweet part of it is our police, fire, and inspections are in really good shape right now, and so I'm so happy for that.
Now, Lewis hands in his badge on Friday, and he'll be replaced by Captain Andrew Rush, who will take over on an interim basis.
Richard Hunt is one of the best-known artists of public sculptures. His welded stainless steel Together Rising can be found in the roundabout at Western Avenue and 3rd Street. This 60-foot-tall structure has shapes resembling waves, wings, and arms.
One of the nice things about living in Muskegon, all the parks. There are 34 of them within the city limits, with many more in the surrounding area. A new county park just opened in Muskegon. It is called Dune Harbor Park in Norton Shores.
It's a new 214-acre park that offers a natural trail that surrounds an inland lake. So you can get about just under a 3-mile hike in through forested dunes that are filled with native plants and native species. I'm telling you, this is going to be a favorite spot for birders.
Dune Harbor Park opened to the public in March, but there is an official ribbon cutting next month. This is phase 1 of the park. Phase 2 opens next year, and it'll include access to 200 feet of Lake Michigan shoreline. If you want to go there, it's on Seminole Road near Norton Hills Road in Muskegon County.
Michigan's Adventure is the largest amusement park in the state. The park features a midway with roller coasters, other rides, amusements, and a full water park.
With a look at what Muskegon might look like 5 years from now.
We have seen a lot of progress in the last few years, and as our Charlie Tinker reports, the city wants to keep that going.
You know, if you just left Muskegon 5-10 years ago and you just pulled back into town today, you would be in for a pretty dramatic reveal. Not only does downtown look and feel very different, but many of those former industrial areas on the lakeshore have now also been cleaned up and have a very different look and feel to them. And the city, over the next 5 to 10 years, is hoping history repeats itself.
Muskegon has really leapfrogged into the future during the past 5 to 10 years. There's been so many changes, and a lot of them are very physical, so people can see the changes that are taking place here.
So is that momentum Muskegon can build on?
It's really helpful to create a vision in your head.
One-time deputy, now interim city manager, Leanne Meixell.
You know, what do you want your city to look like? And
talking about a recent formal goal-setting exercise, a yardstick to measure the progress of the next 5 years. Defining what success looks like, what the priorities are, and how does any strategy bear out in the long term.
If you could look at a snapshot of our downtown 5 years ago and what it looks like today, is just dramatic. We've had significant progress, and I think it's made a really nice foundation for us to continue forward.
We've started by really getting the attention of the tourist, but now it seems that we're getting attention from people who want to live here. So that's what I see happening in the future, is people are going to want to move to Muskegon, which is exciting for us.
After all, Muskegon numbered among the modest number of spots in Michigan not to actually shrink in the 2020 census. Demand for housing is still near record highs, while housing supply steeps near rock bottom. It's why Cindy Larson sees the big picture economic focus down the road pivoting from tourism to livability. And you could say that boils down to just one key question.
What is your passion? Can you find it in Muskegon?
As the saying goes, if you build it, they will come. And a number of massive projects in the pipeline could be that draw.
Well, you know, we've got a number of projects that are going right now, and there are developments that have occurred, and now we've got these developers that are ready to take the second phase and go to that next step.
Places for newcomers to live and play, like Harbor 31 or the 30-acre Adelaide Point with its massive lakefront footprint, 400 condos, and 270 slip marina. Then there's the city-operated infill housing program, which got its start with pandemic relief dollars.
We've committed funds to doing even more housing developments in the neighborhoods.
Engagement's another piece of the puzzle, making sure locals and would-be locals are dialed into the plans and the process. Meixell says that's a priority she highlighted.
We really want to have a staff that reflects our community. We really want to have a diverse commerce, and we want everybody to feel like they're welcome.
Harry Morgan, best known as Colonel Sherman T. Potter in the hit show MASH, was raised in Muskegon and graduated from Muskegon High School, where he achieved distinction as a statewide debating champion.
Our 13 on Your Side digital producers have spent the past few months looking for the best restaurants in West Michigan as part of our reports called 13 Eats.
And this week's Amy and Riley are heading to your side of town along the lakeshore to visit the restaurant you voted on. Tonight, they're showing us around Fatty Lumpkins.
I'm excited. It looks so cute.
It does look adorable. I love the yellow.
Hey guys, I'm Amy.
And I'm Riley.
And we are here at Fatty Lumpkins in Muskegon.
These buildings, actually, a lot of people think they're houses, but they've been both businesses since the 1920s. This one I think I dated back to 1922. Most people remember it as a beauty salon. That's what the velvet and gold leaf wallpaper is from. I have a couple of ladies that came in here and said, oh, I used to sit under the big hair dryer with my curlers on right against that wall.
They're really well known for their sandwiches.
I love a good sandwich. I'm ready to eat.
We have two salads here. One's a pasta salad and one is a chicken salad.
This is the pesto pasta salad. It looks amazing. Super creamy, super fresh. It looks incredible.
I have the chicken salad in front of me right now. There's a lot of goodies in there. Looks like there's maybe some onions, some nuts. Everything looks really creamy and delicious.
All right, here we go.
Let's eat.
Cheers.
Are really good. We just got these two sandwiches. They look so good.
They look amazing. Here we have the How Now Brown Cow, which is roast beef, and it's got some creamy horseradish sauce in there.
This one is the daily special today. It's the Mary Jane. So we've got some bacon, got a lot of pickles, and some tomatoes too. Looks delicious. Look at this, guys. It looks so good. Enough talking. We need to dive in because I am really hungry.
That's really good. This is incredible. The bread is still warm, but everything else is cold. It is phenomenal.
Yeah, I feel like the warm bread for that one really it just is a nice contrast. It's perfect.
Okay, Amy. Final thoughts.
Okay, I really love this place. I thought everything was so tasty. It's a really great atmosphere in here, and the people are really kind as well.
I agree. I was a little bit skeptical when we pulled up just because of its size. It is really tiny, but I loved it. The food was amazing, and I see why the people of Muskegon love it here.
Yeah, it's definitely a tiny place that packs a really big punch. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's coming out to Muskegon.
Agreed. Today we were on your side of town at Fatty Lumpkins in Muskegon.
Until next time, I'm Amy.
And I'm Riley.
And this is 13 Eats.
Pier Marquette Beach is the largest free public beach on the western shore of Lake Michigan. The beach area is popular for windsurfing, kiteboarding, professional volleyball, trail riders, and hikers.
We're on your side of town in Muskegon this week. One big draw for the city, the nearly 2 miles of shoreline on Muskegon Lake with a channel to Lake Michigan. That makes Muskegon an appealing stop for cruises on the Great Lakes. This year, 3 cruise lines will be dropping anchor at Heritage Landing. Visit Muskegon says many first-time tourists don't know what to expect, but are pleasantly surprised once they come ashore.
That's one of the things that we really love to see is the impact that we have on people once they do stop here and see everything that we do have to offer. All of our museums, our lakefront, our trails, they're just not expecting it and it's great when they get here and they see that it's all here.
The first cruise will arrive from Milwaukee in late May.
Charles Hackley was an American philanthropist who made his fortune in the lumber industry in Muskegon. Hackley's gifts to the city of Muskegon alone were valued at $12 million back in 1905.
Muskegon really is undergoing a positive change, and one of the biggest cheerleaders is a man named Craig Person. And trust me, he is a person making a difference. Welcome to Blue House Manor in the McLaughlin neighborhood of Muskegon, a 4-unit high-tech smart apartment complex, 7 years in the making. It's the brainchild of Craig Person.
Let me see if I can use some of my innovation here in Michigan where I can afford to buy properties and do something a little bit outside the box.
And so it began for this transplant from the Silicon Valley. Tired of being on what he calls the hamster wheel, he landed in Muskegon and has been going full steam ever since.
So when I bought it, the first thing I did is stand out front here and channel the dreams and the hopes of the people who built it.
Right.
And then I started looking at the neighborhood and I said, someone needs to do something different because this neighborhood is suffering.
The result? Blue House Manor.
This particular unit is completely powered by Google Home. So everything from lights to the thermostat to entertainment to music to making phone calls to figuring out how to cook a baked potato can be done right here built into our wall.
Hey Google, what's the forecast?
Today in Muskegon, there will be scattered showers with a forecasted high of 53 and a low of 46.
He is one busy guy, spreading the good word about Muskegon, including Coffee with Craig.
No coffee today.
His YouTube series.
Coffee with Craig started right in the backyard of Blue House Manor, and I call that Blue House Garden. And I wanted to reach out and touch people and let them know there's so much opportunity to learn about Muskegon.
If you're thinking about leaving, don't leave just yet.
Well, I have another venture that's called Muskegon What's to Come. We're going out, we're discovering all the good things that are happening in Muskegon and all the good people in Muskegon and what they're doing.
His positive outlook about Muskegon is contagious, and he's excited about spreading the word.
The opportunity for change, to start a family, to be part of a community, and you can even sit down and have a cup of coffee with the mayor. That's how open we are here in Muskegon.
And be sure to follow him on social media. Some of his videos have gone viral, and he just talks about all the exciting things that he's doing in the city. And we've got a link to those on this web story on 13onyourside.com.
Buster Keaton, iconic comedian and film director, spent childhood summers in the Bluffton neighborhood and regarded Muskegon as his hometown. He spent time with famous vaudevillians at the Actors Colony.
We're focusing on some of the landmarks. It's hard to talk about Muskegon without first mentioning the beaches, most notably Pier Marquette, known for its sandy shoreline along Lake Michigan, and the Muskegon Lights. Both of these lighthouses are listed on the National Register of Historic Places, but they're not the only historical landmarks in this area. Just to our east, a unique piece of naval history is on display, USS Silversides.
She turned 80 in December. She was the first submarine that was commissioned after Pearl Harbor. She was put into service on December 15, 1941, and she has served her country valiantly over the course of the war. Her history is an incredible tribute to all the men and the women of the United States military that made our country safe for democracy. And she's open for tours year-round.
We have 6 torpedo tubes, and we carried 16 torpedoes up forward, 6 in the tube and 10 spares in the room.
Continue traveling east a few miles and you'll find some houses that look like they're straight out of a fairy tale. This is the Hackley and Hume Historic Site. Built in the late 1800s, these incredible structures were once home to Charles Hackley and Thomas Hume, businessmen who worked together in the lumber industry and ended up living right next to each other here at the corner of Webster and 6th.
This is Queen Anne style architecture with both of these houses. You can see them in specific spots, especially in some of these old lumbering cities. There might be 1 or 2 left, but not quite like this and not quite preserved in the way that these two have been for so long. The preservation effort has started, it started back in the late 60s and the early 70s, and it's an effort that we continue to this day. So we're always trying to repair and redo and make sure everything looks wonderful.
Just a few blocks to the north, another significant piece of Muskegon history, this time celebrating the arts. Welcome to the Frauenthal Center.
Originally built as the Michigan Theater, construction began in 1929 with the theater opening on September 16, 1930, offering all 100% talking motion pictures. Today, the Frauenthal offers a variety of entertainment from music, dancing, comedy, and more. The Frauenthal definitely is a place to experience it all.
So whether you're seeking a live performance, underwater adventure, intricate works of art, or that wind-blown look from a day at the beach, Muskegon offers something for everyone.
Thank you for joining us for this look at Muskegon. Don't forget to check out all of the other interesting West Michigan highlights we capture when 13 is on your side of town. It's all here on 13 Plus.